Hey, fine people, thanks for checking out my video. Appreciates it. If you likes what you sees, please hit the like and subscribe button. Welcome, journey, entering. Let's go.
And then my dad looks at me and he says, okay, you know what? I lied. There is one shortcut. And now I'm like, whoa, you just said there's no shortcut. Now you're telling me there is a shortcut. Make up your mind. And he goes, my dad told me this quote. I was getting ready to release my first book. And this was one of those moments that, I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. I'm getting ready to write my first book. I'm getting ready to launch it. Now, when I first launched my first book, I had no email list, not a huge following. I had no clue what I was doing, right? I was just 23 and I was like, I'm putting out a book and I'm going to try to make it a bestseller because why not? Like, let's go bigger, let's go home. And I'm sitting around and I have all the doubts that everyone ever has when they're starting. What if no one reads it? What if I put in all this time and people criticize me for it? What if I do this and it just sucks? Like all these things. And my dad sits around and he goes, Jake, everybody wants this shortcut. Everybody wants a shortcut to success, to wealth, to fame, to writing a bestseller. Everyone wants to end up there. He said, but here's the truth. There is no shortcut.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Dad, that makes sense. Like we're vibing right now. And me and my dad, we go back and forth. And then my dad looks at me and he says, okay, you know what? I lied. There is one shortcut. And now I'm like, whoa, you just said there's no shortcut. Now you're telling me there is a shortcut. Make up your mind. And he goes, the only shortcut in life is to start now. And I was like, boom, there it is. And that was the moment where I was like, this is everything. Because the moment you start, you can start to make that incremental progress. And that 1% over the course of a year gets you 37 times better than when you started. 1% in the wrong direction gets you almost to a flat line of zero. The difference between starting now and saying, oh, I have this $1 million idea and getting there, versus waiting 5 years and saying, oh, I had this $1 million idea, but I had it before them, but someone else actually executed on. That's the difference from when you start now. And so that is the shortcut.
Yeah.
That is the shortcut. And I think back to everything that I've ever done. Whenever I'm most uncomfortable, whenever I have the doubts, whenever I have the greatest ambition, is when I go for it. Because you never know what's going to happen until you actually take the action. And more often than not, you'll end up at a result different than what you initially intended for or set out to, but it will be a better result and the result that was supposed to happen for you at that given time. And so that was like, for me, a huge eye-opener when my dad said that. And it parlayed into me starting a speaking business, to grow my combine. And like now, 5 years later from that conversation, I've traveled the world and I've done all these incredible things. But I go back to that moment when someone says, what do I need to do? I say, you just need to start. There's no perfect time. You're never going to be ready. You're always going to have doubts. But guess what? We're all going to have those. It's what you do in the face of that. It's what you do when you can't control things. It's what you do when you want to achieve something.